My name is Luba. You also may know me as Luba Draws. During my studying, I traveled around China and I came to Beijing as a tourist. And I actually really like the city because I think the city feels so wide compared to cities like Shanghai or Hong Kong, where it's like much smaller city but with the same amount of people. And I also like the mix of culture here, where you can see the old part of the city and the new part of the city. I was always drawing as a kid. It was my hobby. I really liked and I still have some of my drawings. But I never pursued it professionally, so I don't have a degree in art. When I started drawing more, I started following other artists and see what they do, how they become an artist. And I started slowly to see it as a professional, as a career possibility. I started participating in local markets and gaining more visibility in social media. And it just grew very organically. When I started drawing, it always starts with an idea. And idea is the hardest part because sometimes it could just take a few hours, but in other times it could maybe take me a year or more. I always make notes on my phone. I have like 1,000 notes, and every now and then I go through them. After you have an idea that you like, then I think it's fairly easy. I start with a pencil sketch and then I usually ink it. Then I fill it with watercolor and it just basically layers on top of layers, and watercolor is the best for it. So right now my favorite is a painting of overloaded tricycle because it's a special skill to load as much as they load without it over tipping. And I think probably every one of them has a special method. In the painting you can see the tricycle, and in the background it's a schoolboy that we often see like in the traditional uniform, and older Chinese couple walking their dog. I think this painting represents Beijing very well. Beijing changes a lot. You can see that it develops at a crazy pace. I lived here for more than 6 years and I myself saw a lot of changes. And I like to document what I see every day basically because it will be gone in a year or two. We won't see the same scene that you see now. And I think it's exciting living here because it's different every day. I especially try to paint what is very unique to Beijing, that you're not going to see in any other city. I think the most important value of art is emotions, is to make people feel something. I also think that my paintings, they evoke nostalgia in people. Maybe about those days that you were sitting outside eating chwar on those little chairs, or maybe you ate hanhuvu, or maybe you went to the Great Wall and there were those tourist groups. All of my drawings, they're mostly about Beijing, so see the city and portray it in my own way. Chinese people, like surprisingly to me, they told me time after time that it reminds them of their childhood. Every year I make a calendar. This year I plan to make China calendar, so it will be different cities in China. Also, I am working on a book about Beijing that will show people Beijing from a perspective of a person who lived here. So it will be a much deeper look into Beijing than like other guidebooks offer.